Welcome to the RamCast, the only place where pie is more than an equation. My name is Xavier Gutierrez, and I'm with
Joey Sauce.
Kevin Sanchez.
And Frank Navarro.
All right, today we're talking about hurricane awareness. What's one of our subjects today?
So, just a basic question, which is, how would you guys prepare for hurricane season?
My dad likes to put up not only the shutters that are basically metal, but he likes to put planks of wood over that. So, I'm protected.
Over the shutters?
Yeah. Actually, no, inside the shutters, because there's like a gap in between. So he likes to put it in between the shutters, and the shutters are metal. So it's like, why would you do that?
I've never heard of anyone doing that before.
This dude's afraid of. He's got like PTSD after Andrew. It's not a good thing.
Protection is extra protection.
You gotta be safe, man. When it comes to hurricanes with me, well, I remember with Irma, I was not very worried about it. I feel like I should have been. Because I remember when Irma happened, me and my family, we literally got a plastic bag and sticks, and we made a homemade kite. And we tied it with some fishing line. And we just flew a kite during Irma. It was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, when Irma happened, I just went up north to Alabama, and the entire time I didn't know what happened here. It was weird. I was just up there, and when I was texting you guys when you were down here, you guys said it wasn't too bad. Kevin said it was flooding.
I thought it was gonna flood.
Yeah, nothing happened really. We came back. All my sandbags got stolen. I don't know why. No clue. But anyways.
Well, it's really important to prepare for hurricanes because some people, when they don't prepare, they really get the back end of stuff. Like, I hope the Bahamas is fine because...
I mean, we know they're not fine. What do you mean?
Well, has it happened yet for the Bahamas?
Yeah.
It's been passed.
It's already happened. Like, have you not
they
seen
got
the
screwed
news?
over like a week ago.
Okay, so let's just cut that
Can we
whole part.
All right, no,
What do you think this Bahama
I couldn't
relief
help but laugh
efforts?
because you said I hope the Bahamas are okay. So I thought it sounded like you were referring to them as a person. I hope Bahamas are okay.
No. But seriously, like they got hit pretty hard. So like
I hit like 2 weeks
Okay,
ago.
so I'm going to change the phrase in that because I didn't realize they got hit already.
they got hit so bad. I saw footage of like from not a hurricane, but a helicopter, and there was the majority of trees gone. The majority of houses were either flooded or just everything in the inside is now the outside, and it's a scary thing when you're in a category 5 like that.
And while we're on the topic of like the disasters that happened in Bahamas, we should take a moment and talk about the fundraisers that they're holding to support what happened in the Bahamas and all that.
There's a bunch of friends you can go. There's the Team Rubicon, the Salvation Army, Greater Good, and Operation of Helping Hands. All those are great organizations so that you can really help the Bahamas because they honestly need it.
Even our school's holding a fundraiser to support the tragedy of what took place. You should go and take the time and see if you can donate just a few dollars and help out what happened there.
All you need to do is go to our school website at dayschools.net, and then it will send a link there. You can just click on it, and it'll take you to Open Arms, right?
Yeah.
It's on it. Will, like, even if it's a little, I'm sure it will help a great amount.
All right, so you guys have seen Dorian's path and where it's going, or where it went, I should say.
It missed us completely. It actually did like an entire curveball.
Thank God, man.
It saw the United States and just it completely ignored us.
Yeah, I don't know. It got scared of Florida and just said, no, I don't want to go here.
All those Florida man memes, man. They're like, I don't want to go there.
They're scared of this place. Most people are. I know I am.
Yeah, I think it's like, honestly, when it comes to hurricanes, you never really know because it's like days before somebody will get a stage 4, and then there's complete gat directly out of the U.S.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the meteorologists. They just they don't even know what they were talking about. They just said, okay, it's gonna jump to a category 5. We're all gonna die. Please leave. You need to go.
Well, hurricanes are very unpredictable.
It is, but they made like a quick 1-2 change within.
I mean, it's
a matter
better
of
to be
hours.
prepared than to completely be like, oh, it's not coming, so don't worry about it.
Well, I'm not saying it's a bad idea and that they gave us the wrong information. Good. We were informed that something was coming our way and we should be prepared. But to make it seem like it's the end of Florida and that everyone's gonna, not live this is a little bit of a overstatement. Is what I would say.
It's fine.
That's just the news.
It's fine. You could just put the crackheads of Florida around the coast and it'll leave.
They'll absorb all the salt in the
Isn't that what happened?
It is what happened. It got scared.
It got too scared, so it ran
That's why
away.
they're sending all the crackheads from Florida to Area 51. They can't stop them.
Also, talking about people's reactions, we should talk about the myths, the ideas that people have
Are there myths?
about the storms. Yeah,
It's a lot. I don't like. There's some of them I believed as well, but there's no reason behind it. I think one guy named Carl was just like, "Hey man, let's just
Why
do this over and
specifically
again."
Carl?
It sounds like a Carl thing to
It's
do.
a
I'm
Carl
sorry if your
thing.
name's Carl, but I feel like you just tell people a whole load of stuff that doesn't make sense.
it's like if you put duct tape on your windows, it's not going to save you from, a giant rock flying through it.
That's
I don't
a
think
little
it'll offend
silly.
you.
That's a little stupid with duct tape because the whole point of having something in front of your window is not so that way the glass doesn't just burst in. It's because of how strong the wind is of the hurricane that'll go through your house and then lift up everything else. So it's better to have an enclosed box than a box with a hole in it. So duct tape is not going to protect you at all. So
No,
yeah, that's definitely a stupid myth.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad one.
These people are like, "We're gonna save so much money off shutters." Just
also-
duct tape this stuff.
And also, going to stores and buying bottled water doesn't make sense. There's no point to it
Why doesn't it make sense?
because you have faucets and running water at home while the storm hasn't hit yet, so you could just fill it on water, fill trash bags of water, fill buckets of water.
People don't like tap water. You can drink tap water. I won't drink tap water.
I drink tap water.
wrong?
Well, I do, but most people don't.
But at the same time, it's just a waste of money for something that you could just get at home. You can't be stingy about such things.
Honestly, and when you need a humongous source of water, I would prefer just to carry containers of it from my home and going through the terribleness of like stores during hurricanes. Oh my god, it is the worst. People just go crazy.
Save your money, people.
It's like Black Friday, but they're gonna die. It's like the worst thing ever.
So-
It's-
I saw a quite literal argument happen over sandbags in the middle of the street while they were giving out sandbags near my neighborhood. People go crazy over such small things.
Well, I mean, it's their lives. I wouldn't call that small.
Means they're. I'm saying for something as small as just one bag of sand, it's not like 20 bags of sand. It's a singular bag, and they would probably.
But that
be
can
able to
cost
block
them a lot of money if water were to go through that one crack they left out.
Yeah, but
I'd say that is reasonable to a degree.
to start
but-
a whole complete argument over it wouldn't make sense.
No
They'll
one's
get
gonna-
you before the hurricane does.
I never once got a sandbag during
You're
hurricanes.
terrified.
I got like
Never-
4
that's
during
because
Irma. I don't think we use them anyways.
I'm on an incline, so I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm fine too. If you look at my, like in the city charts of like where the whole neighborhood is, I'm like perfectly in the no flooding zone. So I'm set. No sandbags for me. I'm just chilling.
I mean, there are some fun sides to a hurricane afterwards. Like, for example, the field that I live right next to, because you guys know I live nowhere, it gets really flooded, and we take this inflatable little boat, and we go riding in the boat, and it float one time. I got it off the ground, but it was hard because there was 2 people in the boat.
That was the most American story I've heard in my entire life. I'm
Thank
not
you.
even kidding.
God
During
bless
tragic,
America.
this guy got to a little boat and he's like, "My day is perfect." Yes.
Had a whole barbecue set and everything
Oh,
On the
wow.
boat.
on the boat.
When I came back from Irma, I saw people climbing over a huge oak tree that was crashed on top of an AutoZone. And it was strange because I don't know why they were doing it. There was no reason. It was a broken building, and it was just a big oak tree, and people were just climbing on top of it.
You think they were stealing
Would you say that
stuff?
they were in the zone?
AutoZone, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, some hard in the zone for
Getting
some
in the zone.
hardcore.
They were in the zone, dude.
They were in the
AutoZone.
zone for some auto parts.
Well, I've never been through like a terrible hurricane experience, but I feel bad for those people who homeless people who don't have a home. You don't have to worry about
Well,
sandbags.
they have hurricane shelters.
There's a lot of hurricane shelters that would honestly to help. If you're in need of a hurricane shelter, there's so many in Miami. Most firehouses are hurricane shelters. I know that there's a hurricane depot that I'm sure is constantly setting up with supplies and stuff. So just in case you're someone who is fortunate to have a safe place like that, I recommend going to any of these shelters. when hurricane season happens, all these places are mostly open, all the firehouses and stuff. It can be really useful for you. So if you're not fortunate enough, that's the way to go.
Do you guys have any like bad experiences yourself, like short stories that you know of that are pretty bad?
Personally, no. I haven't been through like a major, besides Irma, which I wasn't even there for. I haven't really experienced anything to do with hurricanes or story-wise.
It was scary during Irma because nothing terrible happened, but it was like a really bad thunderstorm, honestly, for me.
You flew a kite.
Yeah, but
And
like,
you floated for a couple of seconds.
oh, dude, if you wear like a heavy jacket and like you open yourself like you're a squirrel, you can jump. And it wasn't that you're flying, but you didn't fall the way directly. Like
Zero gravity.
yeah, it's
for
like
a split second.
it's like 0.1 less gravity. It's all it was because it's a noticeable like difference when you drop and you like land like a couple inches backwards. So that's fun.
Yeah, during Irma, we had no electricity for like 2 weeks. So my dad, he works with buses, so he brought a bus to our house, and we slept in the bus for those 2 weeks.
That sounds awesome.
It was.
When I go to like a school bus, I always think this would be so cool just to chill out in.
It was.
I imagine it was, but I imagine you would prefer to be home.
Not really.
Not really.
No AC. It's super dark.
Yeah,
I'd rather not, buddy.
but there's no. Are there any like outlets so you can charge stuff?
There's like a car charger part.
Really? You must have like humongous attention.
I have like 2 experiences. One wasn't mine, and the other one was mine. But that one wasn't really much of a tragedy. Mine was because I wanted to go see the first It movie, and because there was a hurricane, they're like, "No, we can't go." I was like, "It's right there. We can go." And it's blowing like 180-mile winds.
I feel for you, buddy. What a tragic story.
I know.
My dog, she's a Chihuahua, but there was this big truck, and it like ran over her at one point, and she was crying. We went to the vet. We took an X-ray. She was completely fine. I was like, "Dang it, dog! You made me miss Jurassic World."
That was almost a sad story, and so then you missed the movie. That's when it was a true tragedy.
The other experience was my dad's during Andrew, and it was when they were all in one house, and I think something happened. The windows like blew in, and I forgot who, but they got a big gash on their arm, and my dad nearly fainted because he can't handle seeing blood, right? And then they were trying to hold up the roof because it started to sink in a bit, and everyone started to get on top of each other, and they were holding each other up. And a bit of a funny part, but even though it was like really scary, a bit of a funny part is that my grandpa, while he was holding the whole thing up, because he was on top, he was peeing on everyone else because he was so scared.
Oh
and they were
my
like, "What is
God.
that?" I was like, "I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry."
That was a funny part to you? That sounds like a terrible
Well, my
time.
dad laughed at it, so I might as well too.
I feel bad. I feel lucky that we're lucky boys, man. We don't have to suffer through any of these terrible. I hear stories
you
about.
say that now,
Yeah,
but we're like,
something like that.
For the rest of our
Sorry.
lives.
Dude, I have so
Don't
many.
jinx it.
What was that hurricane you just said?
Andrew.
Andrew. With Andrew happened. I forget the hurricane names. I remember my parents had to hide in the bathroom because all the windows are like getting messed up, dude. They were like hiding because there's no windows in the bathroom, so that was the safest place. And apparently it was really bad and apparently really scary. I'm glad I didn't have to suffer for that. That would have been terrible.
well, you never know.
Yeah,
Watch
hopefully-
5 years from now,
Hey,
or not even next year.
Maybe.
does not sound good. We get a hurricane a lot.
We get hurricanes every year.
Yes, we do. And most of the time, they're not that bad. But one of these days, it's going to be terrible.
One of these days it's gonna be Dorian, except it's not gonna curve.
Yeah.
Exactly. What if it hit Canada, but then the hurricane froze, so it turned into like a ice tornado? That'd be cool.
Jesus Christ! You mean like a hailstorm?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would
That'd
be
be
cool for
cool.
Canada.
Well, I'm not there, so it's cool for me.
if they got the worst case scenario.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not there, so hey.
Wasn't there a time where, during I don't know what direction, but there was like a hailstorm where instead of like just raining small ice pebbles, it turned into like big rocks.
Like hail.
Yes,
Like hail?
Like hail, except they were big.
Hail has got to be like one of the craziest things.
I imagine that's scary. Because
It's-
if you're just standing still, you can die.
You're
pretty
just
much.
getting someone's just throwing rocks at you. That's that.
Yeah.
At speeds
God
that are.
is throwing rocks at you.
And if you
That's
mix
all
it with
that's happening.
if you mix it with like with heavy winds, you can die pretty fast.
That's terrible, dude. Imagine, like, the thing is that it can like weather, dude. It's crazy. Stuff can
Nature's
just
scary, bro.
Nature's scary, man. Stuff can just happen. For like hurricanes, it doesn't just pop out of nowhere. But
You know,
we see that
like
coming.
Florida, like you can just get sinkholes. Like right now, the floor can just collapse on us, and we don't even like
That's a scary thought.
at any time. Well, yeah, man, nature is scary, and with the Bahamas is even worse.
yeah, in the end, we should just take our time and just try to help the people that suffered during Dorian. And if you have the chance, please do check out these donations and charities and donate and just support the people that the families that went through these tragedies. Even if you can, go to redcross.org, or by calling 1-800 Red Cross, you can help support Dorian. An automatic $10 will help a lot with the relief efforts.
All right. I think we talked a lot about the hurricane and how we can prepare and how we can donate to all these charities. I think this is all we have for right now. My name is Xavier Gutierrez.
Frank Navarro.
Kevin Sanchez.
And I'm Joey Souza.
And this was the RamCast. Thank you for listening.